coming. You ready?
Ready? I was born ready. Come on, G, let's do it!
Hi, and welcome along to AFTV News Daily, brought to you today by AFTV Picks. Don't forget, the next set of AFTV Picks is on Thursday for the Benfica game. Get your picks in right now. Free to enter. Don't cost you a penny, right? Not a penny. And you can win yourself £1,000. Just match up the questions that are on there. Will Lacazette score? How many corners will we have? That's all you got to do. And you can win yourself £1,000. Got to be over 18 to play. So get involved in that right now. And also don't forget to subscribe to my brand new channel, the Don Robbie channel. We got off to a great start last week. Love that show with Expression. He's in hiding at the moment after what happened on Saturday, man. Jeez. Spursy. Right? But you know what? I'm able to stick my chest out today and be all bold because we got a win. And a good win as well. Really, really happy with that win against Leeds United yesterday. Arsenal 4, Leeds 2. I was a bit, I wanted us to keep a clean sheet. But you know what? Somebody said to me before the game, 4-2, I'm taking it all day long. And the star man, of course, was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. As you can see there in that picture, scoring a hat-trick in the game. He was back to his absolute best. A lot of people have been doubting Aubameyang this season. And listen, he's still got a long way to go because he has been poor this season by his own very high standards. But he's a quality player. And that's why I've been backing him all along. There's been a lot of people saying, oh, Robbie, you're giving him a pass and stuff like that. It's not that. It's that I look at him and I say, if ever there's a player that has a lot of credit in the bank at Arsenal, it's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That guy's been carrying us for the last couple of years with his goals in the FA Cup last year. Yesterday was his 200th goal in the divisions 4 or 5 divisions that he's played in. So I was just like, amazing, absolutely amazing to learn that, it was his first hat trick in the Premier League. But it's great to see him back in form, and we're going to need him because we got the game against Benfica coming up this Thursday, and that is a huge game. I want to pose that question to you guys tonight. What's more important, the league or the Europa League? I really want to find that out from people tonight. What is more important, the league or the Europa League? Let's look at it. The Europa League is going to be really difficult to win. The league is gone. We know that. But can Arsenal, and this is going to sound stupid, hear me out a minute, right? I'm gonna get because I was looking at it earlier, right? Hear me out on it. Hear me out. Right. Now, the league. Let's go to the league first. Right. Let me get the league up. Right. Oh, 1 second. Let me just make sure, because I saw somebody in the comments saying no sound. You got no sound on me? You got sound. Why are you trying to trick me? Right. The league. Arsenal currently 10th in the league on 34 points, right? 4th place is West Ham on 42. Could be more today if they're playing today. But that's what? 8 points off that. There's still a lot of games to be played. 14 more games. Go on a run. You can still possibly make the top 4. Definitely top 6 is doable because, in 6th place at the moment, Chelsea, with 5 points off that. It's doable. We'd have to go an amazing run. We'd have to hope that teams around us lose and stuff like that, but it's possible. Or there's the Europa League, right? Now, the Europa League, to win the Europa League, let me just remind you of the teams we got to get past off. First, we got to get past Benfica. That's not going to be easy. That's going to be really, really difficult. Difficult. Because they're a good side. A side with European pedigree, a top team. So we've got to get past them first. Secondly, after that, look at some of the teams that are left in it. I'm going to run through the list. Braga. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick out the teams that you'd look at and say, these are teams that could win the Europa League. So forget Braga for a minute. And they're not going to win it. Braga are not going to win it. But Roma are still in it. AC Milan. Dynamo Kiev, Club Brugge. PSV Eindhoven. Tottenham. Manchester United. Leicester City. Napoli are still in it. Ajax are still in it. Shakhtar Donetsk still in it. Red Bull Salzburg and Villarreal are still in it. Hoffenheim. So there's some very, very good teams left in this competition. And it's going to be very difficult to get past those. But you know what? When we got to the final of the Europa League last time, we got past some very, very good teams to get to the final. So it's doable. And if you look at that list of Europa League teams, the teams in there that you'd say, right, you know what, those teams will be the teams you'd be really fearful of are especially Roma, especially Napoli, the English clubs, Tottenham, Manchester United, Leicester, difficult. Ajax, great pedigree in this competition. But Arsenal, if they get past Benfica, would have to be up there in the argument for possibly winning it. And the prize, of course, is winning brings you back into the Champions League. And that would be a big prize. So what's the priority for you guys? I'd really love to know what the priority is for you. It was great, as I said, yesterday, great performance. Aubameyang, great hat-trick. He could add more. Remember, he hit the post as well. Bukayo Saka. This is an incredible player that we've got, a young player. Absolutely brilliant. Going to be key to us going far in this tournament as well. We've got to wrap him up in cotton wool. Brilliant performance by him. So, yeah, I want to find out from you guys. It's all about talking to you guys tonight. I love having a conversation with you guys on a Monday, especially when we win. And there was reasons to be really cheerful yesterday. Lewis says, Aubameyang, if Aubameyang starts firing again, we'll get top 4 as long as everyone else continues their bad form. Who knows what could happen this season? I understand that West Ham winning. Somebody said to me, West Ham are currently winning, right? That would put them in 4th. But Liverpool, who would have thought it, man? Alisson. They may as well put me in goal the way he's playing at the moment. But Liverpool are dropping points. Everton, who are up there, dropped points, lost to Fulham. Aston Villa dropped points. Tottenham lost. I mean, listen, we got some tough games coming up in the league. You know, we got Leicester, we got Manchester City, really. But imagine if we won those 2 games. I know everybody's saying, Robbie, are you mad? Are you mad? Beat Man City, Listen, it's not impossible. Imagine if we won those 2 games. Would you not think to yourself, Sezab Edris says, Arsenal are washed up. The Europa League is the only hope for European football next season. And it's going to be really difficult, as I said, to do. Benjamin Wolf says, Europa. Right? Lorenz says we're staying up. No, we ain't hit 40. We hit 40 points yet. Oh, yeah, 40 points yet. Remember, normally, you got to be 40 points to hit it. Chris Smith says you'll bottle it at both. So yeah, listen, it can happen. It can happen. Hello 123 says Europa League. We need to shut the other teams. I think he means shut up the other teams with European silverware. Would be fantastic if we could. Abdullah says both are a priority for us to get top 4. It will be highly reliant on the other teams to still be inconsistent and for us to win 11 out of 14 games. He's probably right, you know. He's probably right. Arsenal Queen says, Europa, Robbie, we don't get Europe through the league this season. Or I think he means, we won't get Europe through the league this season. So he's saying Europa League. Bartek says Arteta has a clear target from the board to get back to the Champions League. So it is Europa League must win. I guess, that is what they've set him up. I don't think they can possibly want him to do that this season because they've not given him the tools to do that. Leon French says Europa League, but if Willian plays, we won't win. People are still unhappy with Willian. And Nigel D says, no chance. I'm the league. Too many top 10 fixtures left. Also, no chance in the Europa League. Arteta is too inconsistent. So not trusting Arteta there. Matthew Wilshaw with a super chat says, so buzzing to see Aubameyang scoring again. Here is to hoping he can get back to his previous form. Matthew, you're right. Matthew Wilshaw. It was great to see Aubameyang scoring and great to see a smile on his face. And I truly think that, if we are to do anything between now and the end of the season, we need him to start firing. Joe Morrison says Partey and Tierney will be back from injury soon. And if we can get those two back, who knows what we could do in the Europa League. But we've got to get past Benfica. Adam Johnson says, thoughts on the youngsters coming through. Personally, I think they play attractive. Let me just talk about a couple of the young players yesterday. I already spoke about Saka. Absolutely brilliant. Best player in the team right now. He's been awesome all season, week in, week out, consistency. Great player. I think I saw, let me find it. The guys this morning, Cecil and James, when they done their show, make sure you check it out where they break it down. I love how they break down everything. But I'm going to nick one of the stats that they had, right? And that's this one. This was Saka yesterday. Shots won, accuracy 82%, passes in the opposition half, not just going backwards and sideways, in the opposition half. That's forward play 20, free crosses, fouls won 5. That's how they tried to stop him. They could only stop him by fouling him. Hence, they gave away what should have been 2 penalties, by the way. And duels, this is the interesting part for me, 18 duels. What that tells you is that he's picking the ball up and he's driving and he's running at players. And that causes serious problems. Saka, brilliant young kid. Love him. I thought Odegaard yesterday looked really, really bright as well. He's just feeling his way in. But like what I see. Smith Rowe, again yesterday. All right, some people are saying he didn't mean the assist, but it's an assist. And again, he, was excellent in the game. So these young players that have come through our system are doing us proud right now. And I was really, really, really pleased to see the performance of our youngsters. And you're right there to highlight some of our young players because maybe we're not doing that enough. We've got some great young players. Joe Corborn says, focus on the Europa, but Benfica is going to be difficult as their players are on form, especially Mike. Yeah, I know what he's going to try and catch me out. Like when oh, poor Charlene yesterday. She got caught out. Welcome to my world, Charlene. Prans quite correctly says we haven't won anything in Europe for ages. And remember in the Europa League, a couple of seasons ago, we got to the final. Yeah, we got to the final. Got beaten in the final by Chelsea. Season before that, we got to the semi-final, lost to Atletico Madrid. So we have done decently in this tournament, although last year knocked out of the tournament by Olympiacos, and that was really bad. A lot of people asking me about this. All right, let me get into this, right? Because a lot of people have been asking me this. What did I make of these comments? Let me just talk about this for a minute. This right. Let me address this. Because I've been getting people coming on to me about this Fogden thing now for the past few days, saying to me, Robbie, what's up? He sent all of his people to have a go at you because you refused to come on his channel and you asked him for a load of money. I think I've met this kid once. That was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I met him. That's the only time I've ever met him. First of all, that I didn't speak to him about going on his channel. Yeah, he spoke to Harvey. You guys know Harvey from Next Gen. I didn't speak to him. I've not communicated with him regarding coming on his channel. Now, let me just make this clear, right? I don't think there's anybody or very few people that go on as many people's different channels as me. And this is why when these sort of comments came to light, loads of people say things about me. And when they say it about me, literally every time I leave it, I don't say nothing about it. I get on and do what I got to do. I'm like, if people want to waste their time talking about me, that's all good. I'm not getting involved. And I normally leave it. But in this case, I was like, no, you know what? This one's upset me a bit because I'm always going on people's channels. I went on a guy's channel the other day. It's a Doncaster Rovers channel. Doncaster are not in the Premier League. He's not got a massive channel, but I went on his channel. I've been on the West Brom Fan TV. I've been on, like, last week, I was on the Leeds guy's channel. Up and coming channel, not big, but good, up and coming channel. Today, I was on a Benfica channel. Listen, I'm on channels all the time and I don't charge them. I go on. I love to help people growing their channels, but obviously I can't go on every single channel because as well as AFTV, where you see, there's a lot of work to be done on this channel. I've got my channel now as well, the Don Robbie channel, which just started last week. I can't do everything. That's number one. But I try as much as I can to help people on their channels. The other day I was on the guy from the Wolves channel, Dazzling Dave. He sent me a really nice email. Robbie, thank you for coming on. I know you didn't need to come on. You've really helped me. I've gained subscribers off of it. I'm always encouraging other people in the business who do fan channels to collaborate because that's how we all grow. I don't want it to be just AFTV and everybody else is small. I want everybody else to be big. This for me is like a movement. And I want this to be a movement. And I want there to be fan channels for all football teams. And I will always try and help. I've said that. I've been vocal about that over the years. And the other thing is, through this lockdown, I cannot tell you how many charity events I've done. I cannot tell you how many different Zooms I've done. Like last week, I was on a Zoom with the Bloomsbury group, this fantastic group in London who do all these things for kids around football. I had it must have been about 100 kids on this Zoom. I've got a thing that tomorrow that I'm doing for London School of Economics. Honestly, I do, throughout this period, I've done hundreds of these things. My PA's been saying to me, Robbie, you need to slow down on doing them. So when I heard those comments, I have to admit, I didn't like it. I was very, very upset when I heard these comments from this guy Fogden, because I was like, yo, I haven't even spoken to this guy. So what is this? What the hell? Now, hear me out on this now. I'm not going to go in on Fogden. He sent me a message today. Well, he sent a message through Harvey. He's apologized, right? And my message to Fogden, I accept your apology, but you have to learn from this, yeah? Learn from this. I know you're a young guy. You've got a channel. You're coming up. You're doing very, very well with your channel, right? Congratulations for that. Well done for doing so well with your channel. But I didn't like it when you're there calling me a prick and things. I don't even know you. I didn't like that. That was wrong. But you sent an apology through. I accept that apology, right? I accept that apology. I'm not this beef. You know what I mean? I ain't a rapper. I'm here to talk about football and talk about Arsenal on this channel. So I accept that apology. Like you know, he's a 19-year-old kid. He's doing very well with his channel. And I encourage him, you know, to keep growing your channel. And I accept the apology. We all make mistakes. I've made loads. I've made loads doing AFTV. A lot of them I've made, and you learn as you go along the way. All right. But we all got to understand in this space, right? We're doing something. We're growing something. It's like a movement. Let's not disrespect each other. Let's not be against each other. Let's help each other. And sometimes because somebody can't come on, they ain't dissing you, but, I'm sorry. I mean, today, I have not stopped since this morning, right? At 10 o'clock, I've been doing video, meeting, video, meeting, video, meeting. My first break is going to be after this show. That's when I'm done for the day. So it's tough sometimes. Tomorrow, I've got a full day. Wednesday, I've got a full day of filming as well. Thursday, we got the game, full day of filming. Friday, back in the studio, filming again. Saturday, filming again for the Don Robbie channel. Sunday, the Arsenal game, Man City, filming again. And then we start again on Monday. So that's all I've got to say on it. Fogden, I accept your apology. It's all good. Wish you the best of luck with your content in the future. I'm not a hater. I'm not a guy that carries feelings. I'm not here for that. I'm here for I'd love to leave a legacy. When I'm a lot older than he's 19, man. He could be my son, right? I want to leave a legacy. I want it so that when I'm off of this, when I'm put out to pasture, right, which I hope is not soon, right, I can look back and say, I helped to start something, and it's not just me. There's been many other people that's involved in this, but I helped to start something that's grown and grown, and now look at all these great channels and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's satisfied now, right? Everybody who keep be asking me for about the last 3 days, I've answered it. Case closed for me. I'm not going to talk about it no more. And as I said, best of luck to him, his dad, and your channel. Right. We move on. Let's talk Arsenal. Right. Right. Philip says, definitely prioritize the Europa League. But people might say I'm deluded, but I still think we can get to the top 4. Listen, who would have thought Liverpool? Who would have thought it, man? Going for the league. And then, who would have thought? This is a mad season, man. It's a mad season. Philip, you're not deluded. You may not be. I hope you're not. You sound deluded now, but I hope you're not by the end of the season. Nicholas Collins says, what's the point in deluding? Okay, he's got the opposite side. He says, what's the point in deluding ourselves about prioritizing anything we won't win? Anything, we won't win nothing in the next 4 years with our board, and that's being generous. The board's a problem, Nicholas. I did a show, I was on Curtis's channel the other day, and we had a great discussion. Me, Curtis, or Curtis Shaw channel, great channel. Kevin Campbell came on and Turkish, and we had an unreal discussion about the board. And I have to say, you can't argue with what that guy's saying. I hope that's not true, but the board, well, it's all on the summer. We've got to see what the board do when it comes to backing Mikel Arteta. If you're keeping him, which I hope they do, back him. Mobile Gamer says, hey, Robbie, Wolves fan, I wish I could see Saka play for Wolves. Both Saka and Pedro Neto are insane ballers. Good luck against Benfica on Thursday. Could you give us Neto? And then maybe you could see that. Yeah, so you send us Neto, right? And we'll have Saka and Neto play. He's a baller, Neto. He's a baller. Baller. I like him. SM26 says, Liverpool. Oh, as you go on the VAR thing. Now, come on. That's the other thing I want to ask you guys. What did you make yesterday of that penalty incident? Was that a penalty for you guys? Now, be honest. I want your honest opinions on it. Because for me, never in a million years should that have been overturned. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. What's up with that? Right? I mean, Nazir says, definite pen. AC Curry, definite pen. Archie Gallagher says no. Anderson says no. For me, a definite penalty. Now, Let's this is the thing that really annoyed me about that penalty yesterday. He's given the penalty, and there's two parts of that penalty as well. There's one, he clips Saka. There's contact. He clips him, and he's falling into him and pushes him over. He's given the penalty. Now, Andre Marino, who's doing the VAR, I'm not even blaming the referee. Well, actually, I am blaming him as well. He's got to get blame as well. Right? Why are you sending him over to view it again when we've been told all season that referees are not going to have not been overturning things because it wasn't a clear and obvious error? What the? That wasn't where was the clear and obvious error there yesterday? And he sent it. I mean, where was there more contact? The one yesterday on Saka or the one with David Luiz? Honestly, the decision was terrible. Thankfully, we didn't have to rely on that like the Wolves game. And we managed to still get the win in the end. But man, that was a terrible decision for me. And imagine if that would have cost us the game. That would have been another one like the Wolves. Imagine if that one weren't given and they went down the other end, scored, then they got another quick goal straight after. Then what? Casper says Saka is a good diver. He wasn't diving. He didn't dive. If he dived then, why didn't he give him a yellow card? Where's your card? Where's your card? Yeah, as Ty would shout. Come on, it's honestly, and I'm not saying, a lot of people keep saying that like White Yardies can on the Bias Premier League show, he's convinced there's a conspiracy against Arsenal. There isn't. It's a conspiracy against football right now because all of the clubs are getting bad decisions. I think United yesterday, right? Even though I'm glad, right? Right, that they only got a draw. But I think United yesterday very unlucky with that first goal against West Brom because the guy's holding Maguire's face like that. They're unlucky. The ham. Did you see the handball? Did you see the handball in the game against? And that's a great point that Earthand 3D makes there. Clear penalty. They didn't show the angle where he clipped to VAR exactly. They only showed two angles as well. But did you see the handball incident in the game? In the game against Southampton yesterday. Again, ridiculous penalty. Inconsistent. I've been seeing those all, for the last few months of the season. Those ones not given. That's given against Southampton. They end up losing the game. That's 7 games in a row they lost. The manager's job's under pressure because of a bad decision. Honestly, it's terrible this season. Amory says he's a super chat here. And by the way, there was a super chat before. I'm sorry, I missed it. I was talking about the Fogden thing, so apologies to that person. I've been trying to find it and I just can't, so my apologies. But Amory says, if you can, check out West Ham's penalty against Sheffield United today. The man just wiped him, no attempt on the ball, and got only a yellow card. It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent. Why are we talking about referees every single show? Every single show. And as that guy said, they didn't show all the angles as well. Didn't show all the angles. Hisham says Adama Traore was apparently in on goal and Leno got a red, but Saka was not in on goal. VAR. That's another good point. Mobile Gamer says it's a penalty all day. VAR is not the problem. It's the people using VAR. They're the ones that should be blamed. VAR was brought to help ref makes correct decisions. VAR is inconsistent. You're right. VAR is not the problem. VAR is showing up referees right now. It's showing them up. That's what's happening. Dishan says, absolutely disgraceful. The ref said it was a pen. Then they showed him 2 angles instead of the whole thing. The rules don't mean nothing because it was a clear and obvious error. Refs are useless. Insif says, dumb system. Dumb system. Luis reminded me about the Europa League, saying, Don Robbie, remember Manchester United, Leicester City, Tottenham, AC Milan, Roma, Napoli, and Lille, all still in the Europa League. Yes, you are right. And that's what I spoke about a little earlier on. Benjamin Wolf says, transparency in football. He's so right? Why can't they do it like what they do it in other sports where we can hear what they're saying? Nick says, with a super chat, Nick Goulart, he says, you think the lineup yesterday is the way to go from now on? Tierney and Partey added, obviously. I think Aubameyang thrives with much more creativity behind him. Of course, I think Odegaard coming in is a great signing. Smith Rowe's been doing his thing. I thought Ceballos yesterday in midfield as well. Even though he was that deep-lying guy, he was very creative. Remember, he had a great assist with a nutmeg for Bellerin's goal. He as well. I loved yesterday. We were trying to... we were positive yesterday. We were on the front foot. We closed them down, yes. But we've got to do it week in, week out. We have to. We have to. Robbie says, Partey is annoying. Not as a person, but always injured. Really annoying as a Chelsea fan. Just saying. As a Chelsea fan, it's really annoying as an Arsenal fan that you realise that when this guy was at Atletico, he's never injured. Then he comes and bang. Injury every week. SS says, no, you can't play Emil Smith-Rowe, Ceballos and Odegaard against better opposition. Too soft. I don't know. Why? I think you can. I think it depends on how the team's set up. But I think you can. If you're going to have a team that's going to play like low blocks, have a go. Have a go. Ted Gorman says, what do you think of the refs getting sent death threats? Though I get they aren't doing their jobs as well, but sending them death threats is disgusting. I agree with you, Ted. Listen, as bad as the referees have been this season, I'm not making excuses for them. They've been awful. But death threats? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. What's going? That's the other thing. I don't know. Is it because people so many people are at home on lockdown and stuff like that, that these sort of things. Every week, racial abuse of a player. Everybody, quite rightly so, gets really angry about it, talks about how it's disgraceful. Everybody's like, how can people do this? And then the very next week, someone else goes and does it. This week, it was Martial getting it again. What, come on. What's causing this? Week in, week out. Honestly, I don't know. And when the social media companies going to do something? Just ban these people off of social media. Social media is such a great thing. I wouldn't exist if it weren't for social media, right? You wouldn't be hearing nothing from me now. It's a great thing. But the people who abuse it in this way, where they come on to make racial hatred, death threats, that sort of stuff, get them off it, man. They don't deserve to be on it. Just get them off. Jake Snacks says 11 was my super great convo. Sorry. I think he's saying it was his super chat. Sorry, Jake. He said, great convo with the doc last night. What did you eat after he said nothing solid? And he says, Odegaard looks quality, by the way. Jake, yeah. So let me give you a story about that. So obviously, for people who don't know, I did the Great Black Detox. It was this the guys, Dr. Amsu, who I met, big Arsenal fan, who I met in America. When last time Arsenal was on tour there, he said to me, Robbie, we're doing this Great Black Detox. It's to encourage people of color, because we've been in particularly hit by this health crisis, to detox your body, because we've got all these horrible toxins. I know I'm getting nothing to do with football right now, but the guy did ask me, right, to get rid of these toxins out of our body. So I did it, right, and I did it 14 days, no food, no coffee, no tea, nothing. I did it. How I did it, I don't know, but it was brilliant. You had to take these supplements every day, and I did it. I actually did it. So, but what was I was speaking to him on my Instagram last night, and literally 12 o'clock hit, so I could eat food now, right? He then comes with this bombshell and says, yeah, You're not allowed to eat any sort of hard food or food, like don't go straight in and eat a meal. And I'd already stopped off at an Indian. Stopped off at an Indian place on my way home from football and got a biryani because that's what I fancied. I was like, yeah, there's this place near me. They make, and he's telling me, he goes, only soup you cut. And I was like, yeah, I've done this soup for 14 days. Thank you very much. Right. I ain't even no soup tonight. I'm eating. So I had a biryani last night and it was lovely. But today I've been following what he said and I've gone on. I haven't even felt hungry today. I haven't eaten yet. And I'm going to have like some soup later on. I made a little soup. So, yeah. So that's what I ate. But it was good. It's good. I encourage anybody to go on it. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's all about resetting. We got to get healthy, man. We got to get healthy. We see what's going on in the world with this coronavirus. And I just want as many people to be as healthy as possible, man. So we can just get back to normal, man. Do you know how badly I miss football? Going to games, meeting fans. Even the ones that don't like me. I want to see you again. Oh, Ted Gorman says, where do you think Arsenal will place this season? Ted, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Really. That's how it is. I really don't know. Wanna Be Phenomenal says racial abuse is 100% disgraceful. I do agree with Don Robbie. Also, St. Arsenal is in full motion. What do you mean? So when did they have a St. Arsenal? What, are we going to finish below Tottenham? Is that what they're calling it now? Listen, nope. I think we'll finish above Tottenham somehow. I think they will. Salman says, Robbie, would you choose top 4 and Premier next season or the Europa League this season? The Europa League this season. Win the Europa League. I like trophies, man. I like trophies. Skullfuggery with a super chat. Thank you, Skullfuggery. He says, big up for the Don Robbie channel launch. I want to see you put X in a spliff for the Spurs preview. The memeability of the Valentine's vid is too much. Nothing personal, but I've got to do it to them. And Skullfuggery, as you know, makes these brilliant meme videos on YouTube. And yeah, the Thai video of Valentine's was absolutely epic. Oh, it was so funny. So funny, man. He loved the pizza more than the girl. All right. So getting back onto it. Young Finisher says, ever since it was Arsenal v Man United, back then the refs have been against us and for United. Remember the invincible record, Robbie? How can I forget? They've been hating us since day one. I know a lot of people, you sound like a tight Young Finisher. But I honestly don't think it's a conspiracy against Arsenal, although sometimes you have to wonder with some of the terrible decisions we've had this season. But I do think the referees in general are poor this season. This gentleman, his name's written, sorry, unfortunately, I don't speak Arabic, and I hope I got myself in trouble last week for saying I don't speak, the right is Chinese, and it turned out to be Korean, so I already got enough stick for that. But he says Holding and Pablo, or it could be a she, Holding and Pablo should start against Benfica and rest Aubameyang and play Lacazette and Martinelli. Rest Aubameyang. He just scored a hat-trick. I think yesterday, obviously, they rested, Mikel Arteta rested Lacazette to, obviously, I think that's the start against Benfica. But for me now, Aubameyang has to start against Benfica. I did a preview today on I was on a Benfica podcast, and shout out to those guys. They were brilliant, right? And it was just really interesting. I asked them, I said, who is the danger player? Who's the player that the Benfica fans are most afraid of, and the Benfica team? And he said quite clearly, Aubameyang. They are scared to death of Aubameyang. Got to start. He's just scored a hat-trick. Previous start he scored 2 goals. He has to start. He's a big game player. He has to start. You can bring like my team. I'll give you a quick rundown of what I think my team will be. I already kind of have it in my head. If Tierney's back, he's on the left-hand side. Obviously, Leno in goal. Tierney on the left if he's back. Cedric on the right. Even though Bellerin scored in that game, I still thought he was a little bit at fault for that second goal. I've liked Cedric. He's a bit better, I feel, getting forward. Gets better crosses in. I'd start with Cedric. Plus, remember the Portuguese factor. Playing against Benfica, Portuguese team, Cedric, he's Portuguese. I play Cedric. Then my two defenders, I wouldn't play Rob Holding. I play David Luiz, again, used to play for Benfica. They love him. The fans that I spoke to today were saying to me they still love him at Benfica. I play David Luiz and Gabriel, who I thought had a good game yesterday, right? In front of them, Xhaka, Holding. When I say Holding, not Rob Holding, Xhaka Holding, midfielder. So Xhaka and Danny Ceballos. So again, thought had a great game. Of course, there's going to be no Partey. Emil Smith-Rowe, for me, starts ahead of Odegaard still. Excellent yesterday. And then Pepe on the right. Pepe on the left. Saka on the right. And Aubameyang down the middle. Those guys were explaining to me that Benfica play a very high, like to play a very high line. And they haven't got a lot of pace in their centre-backs. So that's the team I play. Get stuck into Otamendi and Vertonghen, of course. Remember who plays for them, right? So that would be my team. Temp Step says, Robbie, Arsenal will finish above Chelsea. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. He said, I said it. Remember when it happens. When the honeymoon for Tuchel is over, they'll return to be bad. Screenshot that. Let's see if Temp's right. If he's right and we finish above Chelsea, I'm going to send him something, right? Philip says, why did we let Ainsley Maitland-Niles go instead of keeping him and selling Bellerin? And in my opinion, we should have held on to Martinez and kept Leno as a second choice. Or we should have sold Leno. No, come on. No. First of all, the Leno thing. Leno's been excellent this season. Apart from that foolishness he did the other day, he's been superb. No. He's been excellent. So Leno, no. I mean, listen, Martinez has been excellent as well. We had two great goalkeepers. One of them wants to play week in, week out. We did the right thing in selling Martinez. It would have been fantastic to keep both, but we couldn't. The Bellerin Maitland-Niles thing, let's be real. Maitland-Niles he'd come in, really unfortunate for him. But even in the games he'd come in, he didn't play great. He needs to go out on loan and play a load of games. Bellerin scored yesterday. Let's remember that. He had a decent game. He did make that bit of an error on that goal, but he scored. So I think going forward, I'd like to see a better right back than both Bellerin and Maitland-Niles. A proper right back. But, you know, I think it's the right thing for him to go on loan. This guy, Bern Leno, says, can I call Daddy Robbie instead of Don Robbie? Well, see, I was just bigging you up, Bern Leno. Jack Smith says, Robbie, been hearing that Benfica's left back is out of the game and that they will play William Diaz instead. Is this something Saka can exploit? Saka can exploit any team right now. Nasser, very good one to bring up. Robbie, would you give a 1-year extension to David Luiz? Now, this has been going around it today. And the talk is that Arsenal are going to give David Luiz a 1-year extension. And I mean, I'm in agreement with that. Now, I said this a couple of weeks ago on the show, and I got cussed. People are like, what, Robbie, you want these old guys? Let me articulate it again. This is my opinion. I know people might disagree, and that's why we're all football fans. That's what we love. This is my opinion on it. We've got William Saliba returning. He will return. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, with what the things he said, and he's coming back. We spent £27 million on him, right? Arsenal can't afford to him not work. He'll come back. My dream next season is to see Saliba and Gabriel playing as our main centre-backs. Then you've got Rob Holding, 25, I think he is now. Pablo Mari, 27, great age. But still, Rob Holding can be a little bit, on and off sometimes. Pablo Mari, quite a lot of injuries. But to me, I look at that like that's 4 good centre-backs, but you need 5 because we know the injuries we get. And I look on it and I say we need whoever that 5th person is, needs to be an experienced centre-back who knows the Premier League and could come in and do a great job. David Luiz is an experience. I mean, we can go and buy someone like that, but why do that if we've already got David Luiz? They say he's great in the dressing room, brings a lot of spirit to the club, and he's been playing good this season. I think David Luiz has been having a good season so far. He still does his David Luiz moments. We know that. But I think he's been good this season. So I would give David Luiz a 1-year extension. I'll say, David, you're not going to be the main guy, you know that, but we want you to be part of this squad. We want you to help you. You bring Saliba through. You bring Gabriel through. You know, you mentor those guys. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Makes sense. Unless you go out there and you go and bring in another guy. And as I said, what's the point in doing that? We already got it. So, Alejandro says, people forget what other players have said about Luiz. Martinelli has praised his leadership on many occasions. Need a figure like him right now. Honestly, I'm happy to, because we've got our 5 centre-backs and then concentrate on some of them other positions. Ryan Powell says Saka is performing better than any other teenager right now. I think I had to pick Saka or Foden. I would pick Saka. Foden's a great player as well, but I'm happy with Saka. I pick Saka. I'm going to be biased, but I love that kid. I really do. He's been phenomenal. If ever you need an example of how to apply yourself as a footballer, as a young player, it's him. And you never hear him involved in any little incidents. He's getting his head down. I think he will be in the Euros this year for England, and I think he'll play an integral part. He's good. Very good. Farfan says, Robbie, do you think we should rest Saka on Thursday? What? So that he'll be fresh against City and end the Foden comparison. Saka has to start on Thursday. We need to win game by game. We need to win that game first. Taffy says, Robbie, we got Willian on a free. Do you think he's been played to uphold the value for a summer sale in the next transfer window? And what should we do with Reece Nelson, loan or sell? I think Reece Nelson should have went out on loan in January. He didn't. He stayed. He's going to get very little game time. That's why you go out on loan at this time. Really don't understand why he stayed on. There's so many players in front of him. Willian has been a disaster. Let's be real. I almost feel sorry for him watching him playing games. I know, I have to wonder to myself, does he have something in his contract that says he has to come on? I was going in yesterday on Arteta. I was like, that was the only thing that upset me. I was like, why bring Willian on? Bring on one of the youngsters. But when I thought about it, I actually said to myself, you know what? I understood why he brought on Willian. I think he was going to bring on Martinelli for Aubameyang. But then when they got that second goal, he then decided, no, let's lock it down. And he brought on El Neni instead. So, but Willian's got to improve. EJ says, do you think Aubameyang is back? Yeah, I do. I do, man. I think that hat-trick yesterday is going to be significant. And if we can get a big Aubameyang in the last half of this season, it's happy days. Oh, sorry, there was a comment there from a Benfica fan, but I can't find it. This guy, Skidmark Comedy, says, Robbie, would you give Luiz's hairdresser a 1-year contract? Yeah, he can do Guendouzi's hair if he comes back. Emmanuel says, Benfica fan here, our midfield is a problem. Well, if that's a problem, that's good because our midfield has really improved over recent months. SS says Arteta doesn't fancy Martinelli or Nelson. I do think, as I said, Martinelli would have got on yesterday had it not been for the fact that when they got that second goal back, it's like, let's make sure we see this one out. So, As a Jones AFC says, Robbie, forward thinking, if we win the Europa League and we get Champions League football, what are your top three positions you'd buy? For who? And who would you buy? So I get a right back, like a really quality right back who can get up and down the pitch, really dynamic. I'd get a defensive midfielder, somebody like a Basuma, somebody like that. I'd bring in, and I'd get a really good striker, another one, but a different type of striker. Maybe somebody's just like powerful, good in the air. I'd get somebody like that. Those three players, I think, would be my priority if I had to go and buy three, and all top quality, all top quality. Right, I'm going to get the last few comments in here. Matty says, would you rather sell Tierney or Aubameyang? I'll sell neither. Jay Wilkins says, Guendouzi's playing amazing. Has he been? I mean, I think he's had some good games. Hertha Berlin ain't been doing great this season. You can't blame it all on him, actually, of course. But listen, if he's playing brilliantly, all the better for us if of course he comes back. Pranjal says, hi Robbie, first of all, lots of love from India. Big up India. I think Arsenal should prioritize the Europa League, as because we will be the most logical way to get into next year's Champions League football. And a few more. Thomas Morgan says, priority should be winning every next game and see how it goes before next season, where Arteta can get more of his players and a proper pre-season, which people forgot he hasn't had yet, hopefully. And I'm going to end on a very sensible note, what he says there. Priority should be winning every next game, game by game. Let's try and do that, and that will take us far this season. Thanks for watching the show today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the brand new Don Robbie channel. If you haven't already subscribed, go over there and subscribe. Also, don't forget to keep it locked here on AFTV. Looking forward to the game on Thursday night. We've got some great content coming up between then. Of course, we got the morning shows with the guys where they give you all the rundowns. The evening shows with me, but also we got some great interview. I did a great interview with the guys who run the Benfica podcast, giving a great insight into Benfica. If you want to know about what we're going to be facing, make sure you check that out. And also, don't forget to do AFTV Picks. The link is in the description. You can do your picks. A chance to win yourself £1,000 just by watching and entering the competition on Thursday night. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great evening.
Every week on AFTV Picks, we give away £1,000. And all you've got to do is enter our free-to-play competition and go head-to-head with me, win it, and this could be yours. Get involved right now. Click the link in the description and you can play, and it's absolutely free. All you have to do is be over 18 and have some decent football knowledge. So what are you waiting for? Get involved now and you can win yourself £1,000.